Hi, it's Christi Karate with Christie's Clarity. That means it's Friday afternoon or morning here. But for those of you on the East Coast, Friday afternoon. Don't we love Fridays? So, today this month we're kind of doing a little prelude to the next 12 months. I'm actually going to be going chapter by chapter through my book. Look, it's not up there. What do I do with it? There it is. Beyond the Box. And if you want to order the book and you want to sign, you can go to Amazon.com. But if you want a signed copy by me, I have, about 20 left. You can go to beyondtheboxbook.com and I will sign it for you. So, but we're going to, over the next 12 months, starting in April, we're going to be going through each chapter in Christie's Clarity, and I'm going to be giving you some clarity hints each week to live your life by and to actually accelerate your life. So today we're doing what does a box have to do with it? Okay, I like to say, who needs a box, right? Do we want to be locked into a box? So this isn't out of the box. This is beyond the box. We can create our own thought systems, our own belief systems, our own running systems to help us navigate the world in an amazing way. So 70%, 90% of our thoughts are actually recycled, right? Did you know that? It means that all the thoughts that your parents taught you that you haven't reformatted are still in there. It means that all those teachers that told you not to color outside of the lines, that can still be in there. And we don't even realize it's like a iceberg. We think we're operating from the top part that we see, but really the biggest part that operates us is what's under the surface of the ocean in the situation having to do with an iceberg. And our thoughts are recycled all the time. One of my poignant moments of this was that I was up in Canada and I was speaking at a Unity church, and I was talking about this idea that our thoughts are recycled and that we don't even know that they're running us because it's just normal and natural to our everyday life. We don't have the awareness. And in that moment, I started to say, for example, I want to be a trip leader and take people around to international locations for spiritual and transformational experiences. Well, and I was told in order to get there, this was the belief, that I had to first become a successful life coach. And so that was the path that I took. So I'm telling this story from the front of the church there, right, to all these people out here, and all of a sudden I go, but who says that's true? Is that the path everyone has taken, to become a group leader of spiritual transformation around the world? That's just a belief somebody gave me, and I bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, right? But I didn't realize that I had bought into that at that subconscious level. So the whole purpose, and this is using creative thinking expanded, is to think thoughts you've never thought before. Really? Who thinks thoughts they've never thought before? Well, have you had a brilliant idea that you didn't know anybody else had? I mean, sometimes there's that 100th monkey syndrome that happens, right? But our thoughts can be our own and can be unique. And so how do we do that? Well, it's about bringing things to the surface so that in the first place, the good news is you don't have to keep doing that. I had an experience with a client this morning where we just went boom and transformed those beliefs, right? But first you have to experience what it's like to pull up the belief system. Oh, that came from my childhood, or oh, a teacher told me that. and then to repattern it. Okay. And so that's what this whole book is about, is tools, and it's step-by-step tools of how to go beyond the box, how to create your own container. Who wants a box anyway? I don't want a box to box me in. I want to soar, right? And so you can soar too. So one of the tools, I know I've told this many times on Christi's Clarity, but that'll tell you how important it is to spend time just pausing throughout the course of the day and going, oh, what am I thinking? It could even be while you're daydreaming or while you're having a joyous moment. This is not just to stop the negative thinking. It's actually to build the muscle of being able to notice your thoughts. Number one key to the work that I teach, notice your thoughts. So what kind of container do you want to create for yourself? I want to create expanded universe to fly in. I have a beautiful image that I created for Out of the Box, and it just shows propelling out into universe. So what do you, and that's freedom, right? And what is freedom good for? Actually, I'm going to talk about money. What's money good for? Money is good to give us the freedom enough to be creative enough in the world to bring our joy into the world and to serve other people. It's not about efforting and getting and having. It's really about the freedom. And that is our nature. It is our nature for all of us to be able to bring our masterpiece into the world. So I want you to spend this week pausing and noticing any of your thoughts, and just go, oh, I'm building the muscle of noticing my thoughts. I'm building the muscle of noticing my thoughts. And then what's going to happen is you're going to see some belief that is somebody else's beliefs. You know, how many people are doctors or lawyers or insurance brokers that are following in their parents' footsteps. That's what, or their desire of their parents, right? And they only meant well for us. But really, what's your heart's desire? And that's the container you want to create. A container full of creativity to live your life as a masterpiece. So when you practice building that muscle of thinking, then you will be able to notice, this doesn't quite feel right. Okay, this is, maybe that's somebody else's belief. If I would have my own desire, my own joy, my own freedom, what's the replacement thought? And so in that moment when I was standing in front of the Unity Church and having this realization right there and going, this is, the truth is, I don't need to do it any way that anybody else did. And guess what? I know a lot of people that have done these spiritual tours and trips that never became a life coach first. So pay attention to your thoughts. Bring them to the surface so that you can begin to create the life that you love. The freedom enough to bring your creativity into the world, to bring your masterpiece into the world. Okay, I look forward to seeing you next week right here at 10:10 for Christi's Clarity. Thanks, everybody.